feedback we've gotten back from conferences in recent years has been around numeracy and teaching numeracy and the training needs of numeracy tutors. And it raised an issue for us in that we thought, okay, we have numeracy teachers teaching numeracy who love what they're doing and more than capable of what they're doing, but are they qualified to do what they do? And what do we need to do to help them? So we looked at maybe doing something around the training needs of literacy tutors, and we approached IT Tala, and I was very, very lucky and very privileged to get to work with Dr. Terry Maguire. Terry had originally carried out a survey as part of her PhD in 2001 around training needs of literacy tutors. So we thought we would use the same survey for comparison purposes and then add in sections that would update it to 2012 from 2001, reflecting the changes and developments in the sector over that time. The research documents the findings from the survey that we carried out, and primarily it was to identify the training needs and requirements among tutors providing numeracy tuition to adult learners. We had over 200 replies to the survey, and they were tutors, numeracy tutors who are currently teaching numeracy and who had taught numeracy in the past. So we had decided that we would concentrate solely on the cohort of that particular population who are currently teaching numeracy to adults, and that was 166 tutors. When we looked at CPD in Ireland, we found that apart from the WIT numeracy modules, a lot of numeracy tutors rely on in-service training or training events like this, where you would come along to this conference today and walk away with a lot more knowledge than you came in with, due to the nature of the work, the applied nature of the workshops that are on offer here today. The majority of the cohort of the participants were female and over 45, and that hasn't changed a lot in the decade since Terry did her original research. Over 90% had some contact with third level education, be it for a year, 2 years, or going on to do a degree. 8% had a degree where the main subject was mathematics, and that hasn't changed since Terry carried out her original survey in 2001. It was 8% then, it's 8% now. Less than a third were on full-time contracts. That's changed significantly since 2001, where more people were on full-time contracts. Now the profile tends to be part-time, more part-time contracts than full-time. And as you can see, the majority of tutors work in the adult literacy service, but we also have Youth Reach, and FOSS in there as well. We found considerable general teaching experience among the tutors. However, there was less experience of teaching numeracy to adults. Tutors delivered to adults with a significant number teaching young people less than 18 years of age, and that wasn't specific to Youth Reach and FOSS. In the adult literacy service, there were quite a number of people aged 18 years who were availing of that particular service. Tutors were teaching numeracy in combination with other subjects, and it was mostly adult literacy, and then that was followed by English and communications. And the majority of the tutors delivered maths at NFQ, level 3. And again, when we compared the data, we found that there was a reduction in the number of full-time and volunteer tutors and an increase in the number on part-time contracts. The pie chart there gives you an indication of the length of time that the tutors had spent in teaching, and a quarter had less than 6 years, and over a quarter had 6 to 10 years. They reported in-service training when it was available as a positive influence on their teaching practice, and the main delivery forms in the classroom were practical work, problem solving, consolidation of practice, and chalk and talk methods. And the real difference between the two surveys was the increase in the percentage of tutors who now use technology as a teaching practice. So you can see it's nearly doubled over the decade, which you would hope and kind of expect as well. 29% had received CPD in the previous 6 months, 32% in the past 2 years, and 16% in the last 3 to 5 years. Over 60% reported that they did not have enough training in teaching mathematics to adult, and 15% reported that they'd no training at all. What we decided we would do is that we would make one recommendation, where we would look to convene an expert group to examine the findings outlined in this report. And these are some of the issues that we will ask the expert group to address when they do convene. And I think that this is an important first step on the way towards developing an adult strategy on numeracy and mathematics. Well, that's what we certainly hope will be the outcome from this. I hope you find the report useful. We certainly hope it's useful in terms of practice informing future policy and practice in the area. And if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact myself. I'm sure you'll be in contact with Terry about a number of things. And Sinead.